Alright, we got the LZA5 in the house. This is, I believe, a 5-driver, 1 dynamic, 4 balanced armature. This has been out for over a year. It's a little bit late on this, but I checked the internet and I noticed it's never too late when there's some really ridiculous reviews out there. There's a reviewer out there talking about the black background of this like it's a DAP. And this is an Easter egg because you guys won't know who I'm talking about, but he will if anybody tells him. That's why Brooko clowns on you and you have a persecution complex. Not because it's personal, it's because it's business and you're a moron and IEMs don't have black backgrounds. And then you talk about DAPs like they're drivers and they've got bass and mids and treble. And I saw that and decided, yeah, why not do another video of these, because some of the reviews on the internet are just ridiculously bizarre. So thank you, Mr. Moron. Your site is fucking dead zone. You've got no comments on lots of your stuff because nobody gives a shit. And that's it for the personal attack. Why don't we get into the item? Flip it up, and you're greeted with a box that has little specks of dust in it. Shit. We've got 3 filters here according to the internet. The 3 to 10 kilohertz region is what is adjusted by these 3 filters. So these do not really bring up the bass or even really the mids. These are pretty much treble adjusters. Essentially, according to graphs, that's what these are. So let me go ahead and how easy would this be? Not hard at all. Let's get a closer look at this. And then, you know, the density of the filters and of the material behind it are determining the frequency changes. And like I said, these are really treble tuners. Essentially, that's what these are, treble tuners. Let me go ahead and put this right here. Take it out of my hand. Lose focus. Go back into focus. And what seems like the smartest way from here? How about that? Not that way. Here we go. And we've got, not a fan of these. This is I'm in Japan and they put remains of pets in jars like that. So rather have a zipper case. This would be the buds themselves. Surprisingly light. Obviously metal. Surprisingly light. Let me go ahead and take this tip off. Get back my focus. Don't know what the default tuning on this is. I tend to not look too much because I don't want to parrot. It doesn't matter who you are. You're going to take what other people say and put it in your brain and either try to avoid it or accidentally repeat it. Or agree with it later, I guess. I prefer to come to my own conclusions. The BGVP was, fortunately, nobody really had done anything on that yet, so that was lucky for me. Design is nice. It looks a lot like the FIO F9 and the Pro, but with a different outer plate, or I guess you'd call that a faceplate. Nozzle obviously comes off. And I don't have my flashlight, so I can't flash in there. Another time. Put that back in there. Now these nozzles, as a bonus point, if you've got the BGVP DMGs, these are said to work with those according to DS Nuts on HeadFi. So that's you're essentially getting this plus those 3, so 4 different filters for your BGVPs. Or vice versa, however you want to look at that. We got the cable. I got mixed feelings with these. I like these. I just showed you guys my fabric Bob Marley-ish reggae colored fabric covered cable. It's got a chin slider. That is almost, yeah, look at that. That is bing, 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 bing. I'm moving around. Oh, boom. Worthless. No real point to do this, but that doesn't really matter. So we got a 3.5 termination. Relief seems to be fine. It's made out of material that I like. I had one like this that had really bad microphonics once, so I guess it depends on what's inside. It's got a good Y-split. This is LZA5. It continues into the fabric. Goes into the useless chin slider, and then it goes into rubber MMCX with the So I'm going to do this one time, so I'm not going to do this until I put these together. So that would be the cable. I'll put that to the side. We'll go ahead and pause this. Okay, as far as what we get in the box, we get the cable, we get of course the earbuds. We've got 3 tuning filters, treble filters are what they actually are, and we've got small, medium, large tips and a set of blue foams. These look like the color codes of the Sony's actually. The Sony's largest tips, because I'm a Sony fanboy, are this like mint green, but they've got the foam on the inside usually. So I'm gonna put these on, try it with that, and then I'm gonna fire up the AK-SE100 because I've come to my conclusions on the iBasso, and part of that is not using it for this review because I don't want to put up with lag. So let me pause this yet again. Alright, first impressions, because I used this track on I think 2 videos ago, and the difference between the Hi-Fi Boy and the BGVP was the cymbal crash. This actually does the cymbal crash correctly, using the middle selection, which I guess would be silver. This is the stock black ones. I use these and these. The difference are really subtle. So I split the difference and went with the middle one. The cymbal on this sounded great. The vocal sounded tad forward, but you know, recessed mids and bad vocals or forward mids, you got to really split the difference. It sounds like it's just a tad forward. If I had forward or slightly recessed as my option, I'm going to take them a tad forward. I always will go that way. I hate recessed vocals. Michael Jackson's Want to Be Starting Something. Bass sounds good. Not as bassy as people said. There's some people saying the BGVPs are bassy, and I think they have good bass. I don't think they're bassy, though. I think there's a big difference. I'm coming from the bass head side of the spectrum, though, so that's to be considered. But these don't sound bassy, and they don't even have really heavy impact. And I didn't think that the BGVPs did, but I think the Hi-Fi Boys did. So Hi-Fi Boy, BGVP. This on bass, I would take the Hi-Fi Boy on bass. Mids, I'm going to do a comparison between the 3. This is the most expensive of the group. They sound nice. The memory wire with this, you really got to put it in your ear after you plug it in and do it one time good. So I don't know if that's the best. Personal choice, really. And as far as the black background, again, that's why people clown you, bro, because you're stupid. And then you get onto forums and you make a big rambling thing that you're under some kind of personal attack, and so is your website, and you guys have gotten through it before and you get through it again, and blah, blah, blah. You say stupid stuff. Graphs don't really mean anything, but then you use them. Earphones have black backgrounds, like their DAPs. DAPs have bass, mids, and treble descriptions like their earphones. That's why you're a joke, and that's why your place is a joke, and that's why your comments reflect it, because nobody's really interested in anything besides looking at your pictures. Had to say that. So this is going to get, and God bless Brooko, he's such a cranky old man asshole, but he says the stuff that's clear. People talk about this cable is going to change the treble. Fucking, it's not. And he'll come in and say that. So God bless him. We need people like Brooke in the fucking hobby. These are good in their price range. You've got the BGVPs now and stuff like that. That's like 150. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to go head to head with these and see exactly how they sound, quality wise, or don't. I'm not blown away at first. They do sound good. You know, I'm just not wowed. Who the fuck are you, dude? I'm the guy that's reviewing them, guy, right now. And all measurements done on these filters to this point have just reflected treble enhancement. And I guess that's what these usually really pretty much do. So I guess that's kind of not a bad thing, but I'm going to have to spend more time before I make any picks of which one. I chose the middle one for the listening today because it's splitting the difference down the middle. You know, instead of plus or whatever, 4, 3, 2, between 3 and 10 kilohertz, or minus 2 or whatever, I'm going to go with whatever the middle one is. And next video is going to be a comparison between these and similarly designed hybrids, which include the BGVP, the Hi-Fi Boy, maybe the FIO, but I don't really wreck that one, so I don't know. If you got any requests, I actually have like 2 packages coming today, and they're quite stuffed with gear. So I'll probably pull a couple out of those and put them into comparison with these. These never seem to quite take off. I think I can kind of get why. I do have other cables that I'll play with because I'm not feeling this one. And the bass is not doing, I'm getting a full seal. I'm using the biggest tips, the lime green ones, and maybe I'll switch to foams and see if I get something better, but I'm not getting the bass impact that was claimed on other reviews, including the guy that said these have a black background. I know, what the fuck? This hobby is so fucking bizarre. People have no licenses, no qualifications, connections. This hobby is all about connections. That's it. You get connections, you get gear. It doesn't matter if you know what the fuck you're talking about. So let's wait for the next video, and I'll give you more impressions on this, but I'll go ahead and say right up front that the black background on these is about the same as every other IM you've ever stuck in your ear if you get a good seal. And it's not open back. I don't even know what to say. This hobby is such a comedy sometimes. It really is. 260. Hold up. The BGVPs sound better than this as of the taping of this video. That might change. 13 minutes is plenty enough for this. It's an unboxing and first impressions. First impressions are sounds good. Not blown away. Cable. And I'm going to compare it with some other stuff. And that's it for this video.